What's up, YouTube? Oklasoft here. We are about to make our way through the Fire Temple. I hope you'll join us on this little adventure today. Yeah. Free camera is definitely a game changer. Camera. Suitable location. It's always satisfying. Oh man, I don't think I've ever gotten this Skulltula. I still haven't gotten it. Oh shit. Alright, finally hit that switch. That kind of gives us access to the downstairs, but more importantly, we just come over here. and light up this guy. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Whoever you are that just joined. Oh shit, here we go. Infernal dinosaur. You bastard. The trick on this one is to jump slash at him, and that does like basically double damage. I forgot to on that one. Got him. Makes really quick work of him when he's when you jump slash at him. Hell yeah. Well done, Smee Darunia. Thanks to you, we can once again eat delicious rocks. That's what's up. Can't believe the Dodongos suddenly appeared in such great numbers. That big rock blocking the cave, all this trouble must have been caused by that Gerudo thief, Ganondorf. Okay, so we're sworn brothers. Sworn brothers. Awesome. Alright, there's a couple little things we can do. Visit the Great Fairy for one, get our magic meter activated. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, let's go make our way to top of Death Mountain. God damn. What's up, chat? Anybody just joining me? Playing Ocarina of Time child section. Trying to make our way through the first portion of the game and make it to adulthood. She's about to teach me the magic technique here. It's hard to avoid these rocks. God dang. Alright, so we got our magic technique from the fairy. We're going to do a couple of tasks Child Link needs to complete. And then we're gonna head up, or we're gonna head over to Zora's Domain. Tackle Jabu Jabu. Goddamn, I'm not gonna make it. Half a heart. Half a heart. Green, what's up, dude? Good to see you again, man. I figured I was like, I'll go on this afternoon and hopefully somebody like you would join me. I keep having like random people join the stream, but if nobody else is in yet, they usually will leave, you know? It's one of those things where it's real hard to build like a viewer base with nobody. But since, you know, usually I got like you or Robo Venom or somebody in the chat, and then it like makes it more lively. Only got 6 Skulltula, damn. Yeah, it's hard to attract them with nobody else in the room, you know. See if I learned Epona's song. Probably not. Nope. Yeah, right. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I've been like slowly forming more of the script for my first produced video. I'm just kind of writing and seeing whatever I write, I'll turn that into a script, but I'm writing about my experiences early on as a gamer and how that shaped how it's shaped me, my perceptions of video games today. I did. I just started it yesterday and played for maybe like an hour. Got through uh I did not just now, like just now I booted up a save file, but I'd only completed I was halfway through Dodongo's cavern. So, yeah, I pretty much just beat that right before you joined. Yeah, it's still not really like well formed yet. Like I don't know exactly where I'm going with it, but I figure if I just do some writing, um, the better the script, the more happy with it I am. I can form it into kind of like a thesis, as if I was sort of like writing a paper for college or something. And then that'll tell me, or that'll inform the title of the video and stuff like that, and the overall topic and point of the video. I was thinking of one particular like anecdote that I'm gonna tell is that as somebody who's like, you know, been playing and buying Nintendo games their whole life, it was really when the Nintendo Switch Online service like first came out that, and I realized that Nintendo had gone from like allowing you to buy a copy of their old stuff like Ocarina to now it's just a subscription model. Like it's kind of sneaky the way they implemented their NSO, and like it's like, yeah, you can play all the old games, but it's kind of got a catch to it, you know? And it just irks me that I have to be subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online to access my save files. You know, it's like the most personal thing, in that they lock it behind a paywall. And I think that was kind of the catalyst to get me to just finally, like, I kind of stopped buying Switch games at that point. I've bought one or two since then, but it's not like it's not to the degree that I would have been buying games had they not decided to run it like that. Ooh, an ocarina. Up, left, right. I feel like the games industry is kind of morphing into something that I don't really recognize anymore. I think like I watched somebody's stuff today, and he was talking about the PS5 and the fact that it has like 13 exclusive titles. Yeah, yeah, and it's like it just seems kind of like sorry to give everybody access to the, you know, the emulated versions of their stuff, but it's like a rental, you know, it's always temporary, and it doesn't feel like I own it at all if it's a subscription. Because I like the idea of owning all my classic Nintendo library, like having it all on my Switch, but not in a way that makes me subscribe to access it. Like that's never what I wanted. I wanted those games to live on my Switch. And the only way to actually get that to work is to, you know, jailbreak your Switch, hack it. And I have a Switch that's hackable. Like I can actually do the mod to it that requires an old first batch Switch unit. I have one of the original production units of the Switch, so it's able to be modded. But at that point, that's when I ran up to was like, okay, the NSO service is not what I thought it would be, and so now I'm, you know, then I bought a PC, like a new PC for gaming, and it's like if I'm gonna have to hack and modify the Switch, then I'm already in the realm of PC gaming at that point, you know, because it's like if I have to back, you know, backdoor engineer the thing to get it to do what I want, it's already like lost the point of having a console. Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's like that was one part of Nintendo that really turned me off in recent times, but it didn't necessarily, like, at least Nintendo's still, for the most part, like producing innovative games, you know, like the other, like Sony just doesn't. The PS5 is such a disappointment of a system. You know, it's basically like a high-powered gaming PC, and there's just not much going on with it to play. The one game I want to play on PS5 would be like Astrobot, because I know it's a Mario Odyssey ripoff, and I really like that. The fact that they ripped off Mario Odyssey, it means it's definitely up my alley. Oh yeah, I gotta get this chicken. Oh, wait, did I just mentioned a different game? I forgot what I had said. Oh yeah, Astrobot, yeah. Dude, yeah, it looks badass. I think it's only for PS5, so but that's like the only game that I've seen where I'm like, man, I would buy a PS5, but not for one game, you know. It just seems kind of ridiculous. I think it's somebody had said it's because that Sony knows that Xbox can no longer compete with them. Like Xbox is pretty much given up, or they're not doing well, I should say. And so Sony just, they know, like, that's why they're releasing a $700 PS5 Pro for a system that's got no games, because they're like, fuck it, because their shareholders are probably like, all right, we've got to release a product that earns this much money before the holiday season's over. They're like, all right, well, just, what if we just slightly upgrade the PlayStation 5 and call it a PS5 Pro and make it exclusive? Sure enough, they did that. I'm sure they've sold out already. Most people I know that are like, you know, into PlayStation, I mean, the PS4 is still, like, they're still making software for it. That pretty much tells you everything right there. is like the fact that they can't even end of life their own systems nowadays, because like they said because the install base, the player base is so big for PS4 that they couldn't abandon it. They just like would lose too many customers that way, which is crazy to think about. Like they literally can't abandon the PS4 because there's too many people that own one. But we're seeing the console market really shift. Like consoles are no longer really compelling. I don't think it's like I'm not really looking forward to we're on the 9th generation right now. Like the 10th generation, I'm not excited for it. Maybe the Switch 2 is the only thing I'm kind of like. I know I'll get a Switch 2, but there's just nothing on PS5 for me. Yeah, I gotta go get the scale. Landed right on a rock. Alright, we got our silver scale. Now we go out to the Lake Hylia, grab our bottle. Yeah, I'm hoping they'll come out with like some kind of, you know, newer 3D platformer for, I guess, the Switch 2. I'm hoping they come out with like a Banjo-Kazooie sequel, but I know that probably won't happen. Is there a 3D platformer franchise beside Mario that I enjoy? Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think. So, like, there's 16-bit platformers that I have been a fan of. I was a big fan of Earthworm Jim on the Sega Genesis as a kid. Platformers. So back in the day, like back in the NES and Super NES days, I would say that like most games were platformers in times in those times, and like as games progressed into different genres, like I think platformers have always been still a thing, but since it was kind of like the prototype for games in general, like basically all games were platformers in the beginning. Any game where there was a character represented on screen and it was like a side-scrolling adventure, that was every game, right? So I would say that like by the fifth generation N64 era, like 3D platformers were the new thing, but I think they quickly like abandoned the idea of games being like a pure platformer when they started. I mean, not that they abandoned it, but like since games are getting more and more complex, basically every 3D game where you're representing a character in third person perspective is like technically a platformer in a way. So it's like it's almost like the category is too broad to describe like modern games, because but there are obviously there are like pure platformers that are still coming out. Would Cuphead be considered a platformer? And then I mean Donkey Kong Country, that series is probably my absolute favorite beside Mario. Sonic the Hedgehog, though, that's kind of a platformer. It's kind, you know what I mean? It's like the term platformer is kind of a catch-all, like descriptive term. I would say like but I guess we know what's meant by the term platformer. It's like it's a game where the kinetic jumping and motion of the player is like the primary gameplay. But yeah, and then on the in the modern or the more modern era, I liked I liked first person shooters a lot, or I do like them. Like I liked Team Fortress, and on the 64 you had games like GoldenEye, Turok, which were kind of they weren't really platformers. Well, Turok was sort of a platformer. It was almost like a platformer mixed with GoldenEye mechanics. I can't believe your slingshot doesn't actually bust those bubbles. But yeah, I mean, as far as 3D platformers, my favorite. I mean, right now it's probably a close tie between Mario 64 and Mario Odyssey. I'd say that Odyssey is starting to take the slight edge in my mind for various reasons. Just it's it's more there's more depth in Mario Odyssey than 64. Although I just love 64 for its atmosphere. You know how sometimes you would like to live inside of a game world? Bad manners, what's up, dude? Thank you, bro. Ah, shit. I just lose the... I lost the princess, man. Oh my god. Hell yeah, dude. I saw, what were you playing the other day, Bad Manners? You was playing, was it Mario 64? Yeah, you were playing Mario 64 the other day. I was like, damn. Awesome. Yeah, Mario 64 is still... I guess for like Mario Odyssey, the moveset is so incredible, but it's like the ability to master the moveset and then become like creative with the way you chain those moves together. I think that's like the real hook of both Mario Odyssey and 64. It's like the game rewards you for mastering the mechanics, basically. You know, like I think it's genius design because it's like it holds your hand. If you're an inexperienced player and you need your hand held, it does that. But then if you're a pro, it rewards your expertise, and there's not even like a hard mode. It's just the same exact game, but it difficulty scales just by virtue of its design. Throw Ruto into that switch. I'd like to eventually get really good at like Mario 64. Try to learn some of those tricks that the speedrunners use, like the backward long jump, stuff like that. It's like I'm pretty good at the game, but I'm not like I haven't mastered it. But I'd like to attempt some like advanced tricks in that game because there's so much expertise on it. I remember I've sat back one day and like watched speedrunners like Cheese. Just I remember like it was probably one of the first times I'd seen anybody like speed run a modern game like that, or not a modern game, but I should say like the modern speed running scene is really impressive, and like the types of stuff people are able to pull off is incredible. And I didn't realize like how large the how much talent the top runners really had. It's like, damn, seeing people, you know, just shred the game to pieces with the way they play, especially these older games. I enjoy speedrunning because I like seeing how those guys like push it to the limit, you know, like they take a concept, or they take it's like they take all the knowledge that everybody's accumulated collectively and they all apply it toward the same goal. It's really really neat. Ah, damn it. Keep I keep losing the princess. Every time I play through this dungeon, like no matter what, I usually have to backtrack and grab the princess at least like one time before I successfully beat it. I do appreciate that the game respawned her like right up here in this room though. That was pretty nice of them to do that. tell me to take responsibility. It's kind of an asshole, Bruto. Are you into Pokemon Green? I know, yeah, we've talked about Pokemon before, haven't we, Green? That's right. We've talked about Pokemon. Which generation or is like your favorite one? Are you Gen 3? Trying to remember. I know we've talked about Pokemon. I just was like I know I think you've probably seen me stream Pokemon Yellow before. Yeah, well, I'm actually in the middle of a playthrough, but I haven't streamed it. I was streaming it like a month or two ago, but I uh, I got to Cinnabar Island in Gen 1, and I kind of got stuck, which is no big deal because I could look at the a guide, but I didn't want to like stream myself just being stuck in a dungeon, so I was trying to get through it, kind of get to a point where I know I'm gonna beat the dungeon, but right now I'm kind of like just lost in there. And I'll have to. Yeah, Gen 3 is awesome. I was thinking about like I'm gonna finish my Pokemon Yellow playthrough. I didn't know if I was trying to think. I was like, I should probably just do a new playthrough for the stream, but it's hard when you've like leveled up. When you have like a level 70 Mew, and you just don't want to give up those Pokemon. Damn, I just died. But yeah, I think I'll probably end up playing Fire Red next time as well, like just to kind of mix it up. Even though I really am partial to like Gen 1. There's just something about Gen 1 that I really love, but I also love Fire Red. I love the graphics on Gen 3. And I love the fact that they like remade Gen 1 in the style of Gen 3. That's awesome. I think I've done all the tentacles. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. I love how Link has like all these weapons mapped to different buttons, and like all he's got to do to pull out a boomerang is just push a different button, and he just like pulls these large ass objects out of his pack or whatever. I always love that about video games, like having this huge arsenal roster of weapons to cycle through and all this ammo and equipment, and it's like all represented virtually, so you don't actually have to carry any of it. Like one of my favorite things about gaming. Just like the pure unbelievableness of an inventory. Kia, what is this, an octopus? Oh yeah, we almost had tornadoes last night over here in Oklahoma. We had a big ass storm coming through. It caused our power to go out for like an hour, but that was it. Damn it. I keep forgetting what button my sword is mapped to. Shit. Damn, this guy, I just can't get him to face the other way. Bastard. Fuck, man. Dude, really gonna get the best of me here? I don't think so, because watch. We're gonna go ahead and cheat real fast. Infinite health. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn infinite health off. I just needed it for a second there. Needed a little bit of a heart drop. Finally, god damn, that sucked. What about Earthbound, Green? Have you ever played Earthbound for Super Nintendo? It's kind of a tricky little section right here. You have to avoid getting hit by the Octorok. But here we are, close to the end of the dungeon here. Oh yes, that same hit me too. I've played it like 30 minutes, haven't made it far. I don't know why, like it seems like a game I really wanted to get into it, and like it seems like it would have been right up my alley. It's kind of like has the same like modern urban setting as Pokemon, and they're both like JRPGs, so it's like Earthbound kind of has some of the same appeal that Pokemon has to me, being mainly just like a traditional JRPG in an urban modern setting. I need to play Final Fantasy VI on the stream. Landed right on the damn skull. What's up, Blue? Blue Hedgehog, man. How you doing? Good to see you, Blue. How's your day going? Uh-oh. We gotta fight Baronade. We're in for it. Bioelectric anemone. Anemone? Anemone. Get him. There we go. Gotta hack him as much as you can. And in this part, basically his little swinging, like his, whatever you call it, the centrifugal force, arms that he's swinging out, those are just there to block you. I hate the boomerang mechanics in this game are so lame, because it actually keeps you like occupied for a period of seconds, and you can't move. You have to like wait for the boomerang to return itself. And you still can't get a word in edgewise. Ah, fuck. There we go. Now he's in trouble. Doing great, man. We had a big line of storms pass through the region yesterday, but we were all good. We lost power for a little bit, but possible tornadoes yesterday. That's the most exciting thing is going on out here in Oklahoma. But we survived. There was no real tornadoes, so everybody made it. Everybody's alive. But we are in like a prefab home, it's not a trailer house, but it's a manufactured home that I live in. So it's not even as sturdy as like a real brick home. So it could be a real problem in a tornado. It could just blow the whole rip the whole house off the foundation it's on. Uh-oh. Did I do it again? I did it again. I forgot to get the goddamn heart piece. Son of a bitch. I gotta go back into the fish. I like the part of the game like after you've obtained the 3 spiritual stones, but before you turn into an adult. It's like when I first played this game all these years ago, like the child section seemed just massive. It seemed like such a big part of the game, and like we knew that you would turn into an adult at some point in the game, but getting to the adult section was like a big deal at the time too. And I just remember that feeling like back in the day when I finally had gotten through this child section and was like turning into an adult. Man, that was such a great gaming memory. We gotta go back into the fish, unfortunately. Go grab our heart piece real fast. Swimming is like painfully slow in this game too. Oh great, I can't even get out from under here. Oh no. It tries to limit your dive time, but it can't if you go under certain obstacles. Still need the box. At least they have the courtesy, though, the dungeon designers, to, like, make it not such a pain in the ass if you have to backtrack through the whole dungeon. They usually will put, you ever notice, like, the Zelda designers will put a shortcut to the boss room somewhere near the entrance to every dungeon. Alright, I will try not to forget any more heart containers post dungeon. I'm still impressed by this game though, even to this day. Oh, Nehru or Farore's Wind. Pretty much useless. But, you know what? We'll take it. I don't remember. That's kind of one of those dungeon items like that. The ice arrows and Farore's Wind. I do like Din's Fire a lot. That's one of my favorites. For like the 3 parts of the game where you need to actually need to set fire to everything around you. It does happen. I think they wanted you to feel like this game is massive. You know, certain parts of it, they want you to feel daunted by the prospect of traveling. Go ahead and change up our uniform colors here. Ooh, gray, I like that. I'm digging that one. All right. Let's go run a couple of errands in Hyrule. Make sure I bought a bean. Yeah, I bought some beans from that guy, so I can go to... Really, the last errand we want to run is go and plant a bean at the foot of Death Mountain. That's pretty much it. Because that will enable us to do our Bigoron sword quests here in a little bit. Good thing the House of Skulltula is open at night, you know. Alright. Get everything we need to, now we go to Hyrule Castle. Watch the cutscene. Oh damn! I thought I got this already. I guess not. Alright, curse has been broken. Got our wallet. That'll be pretty handy. Guys watch baseball? Anybody watch the World Series? And here we go. Cutscene ensues. I gotta pee real quick. Alright. Sorry about that, I'm back. Had to let the old dogs out real quick. Come see Randy. On the internet. Here's Randy, man. He's getting big. What's up, Lava Demon? Pyro, how you doing, bro? Randy is now like 11 pounds or so. He's starting to bulk up quite a bit. He's so awesome, man. He's like one of the smartest dogs I've ever had. Huh. Smart, huh? Only problem is he's peed on my carpet so many times as a puppy that now he just pees on it by default, I guess because of the scent, the smell. And from what I've learned about puppy training and dogs in general is that once a spot has been marked with urine, it's like, it's all over. Like, they're gonna keep peeing on that. Lava Demon says, I hate the shadow, water, and forest temples. Yeah, well, that's pretty much most of them. There's only like 2 other temples. Let's see, so you like the fire temple and the spirit temple. I think the spirit and fire are my favorite 2 temples actually, as well. So I agree with you, like, and as far as order of, you know, worst to best, those are definitely the worst ones you just listed. I think it's, for me, it's like Fire Temple and Spirit are the best. Bongo Bongo is a beheaded, wrist cut off monster made from souls. Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? Of all the bosses in the game, like Bongo Bongo is usually the one that's the hardest. For me. Something about the way it plops you down and like, I can never... I think the last time I fought Bongo Bongo, I used a different technique. I think I had unlimited arrows, so I just like let them fly, and it was a little easier. But get to Teen Link and save Epona. All right, I'm going to turn this into Tween Twink right now. You hate all the temples. That's how I feel about the goddamn shrines in Breath of the Wild. Or like the shrines. There's like 100 of them. Or I'm sorry, Tears of the Kingdom. It's kind of the same thing though. The Water Temple boss fight sucked. I wanted a sea serpent, not a blob of water. Yeah, I think they were kind of limited, like back in this game's day and age, man. I think that they were real limited on what they could actually do with 3D graphics. Like, what song did they want us to play? Song of Time. I'm gonna do the Bigoron Sword side quest. Oh damn, I didn't get the fucking Ocarina. That's why I'm a dum-dum. I'm like thinking like, what's going on here? Shouldn't I be able to turn into Teen Link? Oh, I gotta go get that Ocarina. Forgot to retrieve it from the water. Save Epona. I will save Epona. That's definitely like first on the agenda. Oh, there's Sakon the Thief. Majora's Mask sucks because of the 3-day limit. I kind of agree, but like and I've only beaten Majora back in the day. I haven't beaten it like since the game came out back in the day, right? So I beat it all them years ago, but I've never actually. I'm currently at the 3rd dungeon in Majora's Mask 3D. What's it called? There's the Deku Kingdom, the Goron Snow Kingdom, and then there's the Aquatic Fish Kingdom. They should go back and add voice acting to Ocarina and use that new that new lady they got for Tears and Breath, like Patricia somebody. Right A. Huh? Oh, I was pressing the wrong A. But yeah, I kind of feel like, you know, there's this whole modern Zelda versus classic Zelda kind of split nowadays, and I think that Ocarina most clearly highlights what the people are talking about that have an issue with like Breath of the Wild's divine beasts slash dungeons. The people that are clamoring for like Zelda to go back to the traditional formula. I think it's because there's something lost in translation. Like the part of this game that makes you feel like you're on like an adventure is the fact that you traveled all these different like kingdoms and biomes throughout the game, and it keeps getting grander the whole time. But it's like that sense of adventure, you know, that sense of going on an adventure is what I really love about this game. It just feels like you're on this quest. I love the render of the spiritual stones. Like even the original 3D models are still awesome. Especially with the little specular highlights they put on everything. The little like the way it looks like real gold. Yeah, I agree. The 3-day limit kind of does blow. I mean, you get used to the game, but or you get used to that mechanic, but I think it's like what sucks about the 3-day limit for me is that I like to acquire all the upgrades and get as far as I'm gonna, or get all the upgrades I'm gonna get in a game like this, and then I like to kind of run around the world afterwards and play with my equipment and see how powerful my character is. But with Majora, with that 3-day time limit, you can't ever just exist in the world. There's always a timer counting down, so you can't just like go roam around and explore without the moon crashing into the earth. Oklasoft, wake up. Wake up, Oklasoft. So lava demon, what's your favorite what's your favorite Zelda? What's your number one title in the series? I'm glad it lets you skip that text like that. If you press the B button, it wholesale skips like all the text, just rapid fires through it. We got the light medallion, interestingly, before any other medallions. Here we go. Teen Link activated. Change the colors real fast during the cutscene. I think there's actually a patch for Ship of Harkinian where people have gone in and like reconstructed the market and these little areas, changed them to full 3D mapped regions like they're supposed to be, like they are in Ocarina 3D. But they've done it kind of in the style of the original game, so it looks appropriate. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I know. I do too. I was like, damn, that's a pretty sick combination there. Link looks like he's in his goth phase, you know. Yeah, I'll always like sit there and hit the randomize button a few times while I'm playing Ship of Harkinian just to kind of see what random colors it comes up with, because it'll always come up with like a really sick combination just randomly, versus trying to, you can set the colors manually, but it doesn't, you have to pick a lot of different like shades and tones that it's more subtle than you would think to pick colors out for the character model. And so it usually just ends up producing a cool result if you just randomize all values. You always end up with some like kind of interesting combo. Ah. Damn, I suck. Never had this much trouble with the horse before. Damn it. I have to restart this. Get on the horse, Link, goddamn. One. Do it. Alright. My method for beating Ingo is the following. Oh, damn it. I usually try to cut the corner in front of him right here and wait till the carrots build back up, and then, oh, but you know what? I think I actually have unlimited horse carrot mode. So, but normally I would be implementing a specific technique to block Ingo from the race. And why, I don't know if I'll be able to do it again, but regardless, I basically can't lose because I have like permanent carrot activated. But he's gonna be a little bitch on this turn and do that, so you gotta kind of. But he can't. There's no way he can even compete with me because I have the always on carrot power. Ah, shit. Unless I drive off the course like that, then I can lose. What a dick. I'll let you keep the horse, but you can never leave. Okay. Kinda fucked up, Ingo. Yay, we rescued Epona. Lot of horses. I guess now we make our way to the forest. Forest of Illusion. I always wish the collision detection was a little better on this game. I mean, it's what you should expect, but like, Epona getting caught on these trees is kind of highlights just how, like, not very, it's just early 3D games are all like this. Bad collision detection, bad hit detection. Not necessarily bad, just not what you're used to in the modern age. Alright, so, oh, you know what? Damn it, we need the hook shot, man. I'm tripping. What I'm thinking. Oh no, it's all good, dude. No worries, bad manners. I'm just glad you dropped in and said hello, you know? Like, are you at work right now? You said you were playing Mario 64 yesterday and agree with what I just said. Oh, about the hit detection and collision detection on these old games. It's pretty rough. Like this little area, I've gotten stuck on that little bridge going over the water so many times with Epona. Just bad hit, bad. I think like Mario 64 might even be. I wouldn't say better, but it's like the hit detection is pretty solid on that game. Yeah, it's hard to it can be hard to go back, like especially when you're used to even just playing like the modern Zeldas, you know, a lot of the abilities and features. Like you get used to the all the environment being able to interact with everything in the environment, and then it's like just not the case in these old games. Most of the environment's not even, can't even interact with it. I think it's harder going backwards though. Like, you know, some of these games I play, or some of these retro games I boot up that I like beat back in the day. I'm like, God damn, how did I ever play this game? You know, some of them are like, was it like 1080 snowboarding? I know that one. I've tried to go back. I used to be really good at that game, and then like I was like, all right, I used to be like pretty fire at 1080 snowboarding. So if I pick the game back up and I'm using a N64 controller, like muscle memory should just kick back in, but it hasn't. I don't know why. I just can't. I can't like control that game the way I used to. Dude, yeah, the NSO makes it worse. Like, for sure, the input delay on NSO is kind of bad. Like, that's one of the factors that made me, or that have me like playing alternatives to that is, like, I would love to use my Switch and play the NSO, but it's like there's just superior versions of these games we can boot up. And the Smash, you play one particular version of Smash, right? Like, is it Smash Ultimate that you're or Melee? I'm not. I'm trying to think what Smash game it is that you're really good at. Yeah, I used to be. I used to be super lazy with emulation stuff, or I just got. I like. I'm not lazy. I guess it's like once I have a game that runs properly on my system, I tend to like leave it alone because it's running well. That's the one bad thing about computer software is it's always such a mess. Like everything, I've got so much software on this machine that like carried over from my previous install, and some of it doesn't even run. Like my emulation folder on this computer is serious. It's got like hundreds of subfolders, and it's crazy. My button's unmapped all of a sudden. Come on. Roller mapping. A, B. Oh, did I unequip the damn sword? Sword unequipped. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you do, man. Fucking tech detective. You really do. Like, there's so many little shits that go wrong with all these emulators I'm running. Like, oh, what is it? I got Link's Awakening, and I was streaming a playthrough. I got to like I'm on the 4th dungeon. My emulator doesn't render the water correctly in that game, so there's parts of the water where it's shallow and deep, and that's part of the game. Is like the puzzles depend on if the water's deep or not, and you actually can't see the water depth in my my copy because of the way just because of the way it's rendering the graphics differently than the original Switch. It's like, or it's not rendering something, and there's no way I can troubleshoot it. I even installed like a patch that somebody had provided on the internet, and it's still broken. My little brother writes software, man. I've dabbled in it, but it's a lot. Gotta be real dedicated. Oh yeah, I gotta stop the rolling Goron. That's the task. Got him. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this morning I was like looking for a PS5 emulator. I was like, I know this is a long shot because my computer probably can't even handle it, but there's one game on the PS5 that I want to play. I want to play Astrobot really bad, but I don't have a PS5. My little brother has one, but I just couldn't justify buying one. I don't play it enough. You've done some coding before, and you have an infinite appreciation for software developers. That shit is befuddling. It is, man. It's like you have to really have a good memory of what's going on in your program. You know, if you have too many moving parts, it's like you have to just remember what everything's doing. That's what gets confusing to me, is all the little moving parts, trying to keep track of all that shit. Yeah, my little brother was telling me about some Python stuff he's been doing, and he was telling me, he's like, you can just write a Python script, basically, like, it's one of the easiest coding languages because it's so intuitive. But like, basically, programming is like a foreign language. It's like you gotta be using it all the time to keep it, and you have to like be using it to really be fluent. Yeah. Dude, exactly. That's what oops, hold on, let me get Sorry song real fast. Down, right, left. It took me like a year. I wanted to stream like a whole year before I was able to like first got familiar with OBS, and I'm a computer nerd from way back when, but like with a lot of this stuff, if you're not current on it, like, you know, if you're not up to date on the latest and greatest with software, you're out of the loop. And so I had to go and like kind of learn OBS and get comfortable with like what video format I'm gonna use, how the audio is gonna work. Right. Just dialing in the audio for my stream was like a 1-month process of trial and error. And you know, I've made music before on computers. I have a little bit of background with like audio engineering and stuff, but I've never streamed before until then. So it was like I know what the professional product's supposed to sound like on the other end when it comes to audio, but getting to it is another story. You know, like it's like you know what result you want, but figuring out how to get there is the whole trick. It's like I got some ideas in my head for videos, you know, different plays I could make as far as like this channel. You know, it's really tiny right now. Like, all right, well, what kind of, I'm trying to think like what kind of video would score the hardest with the algorithm. All that's like a calculation we have to do as well. Like not even writing software, but figuring out how to operate within the confines of other people's software, you know? Yeah, it is. I've got such bad memory loss, like from prior just bad behavior, taking too much Xanax over the years, and nowadays, like if I start up a new game, my memory doesn't work the way it used to, so it's hard for me to like take in new information from a video game, especially if it's a lot of information all at once. Only difference is you just started streaming and figured it out as I went. Definitely have some crappy VODs out there. Yeah, man, of course, me too, right? Like that's exactly what I when I moved out to Oklahoma, I was living with my parents back in Texas, and I could stream at their house, but like the comfort factor of I didn't want to stream with my parents coming home from work and in and out of the house, and I also had like a bunch of dogs at that house that they would bark a lot, so it would kind of I didn't really have a quiet studio environment to stream from, but I had the computer and some of the technical know-how necessary. Before that, I just also had to wait for that right living situation to come up, and as soon as I got out here and I was like, okay, I truly have like privacy and quiet for many hours a day now, you know, so now I have the, like, all right, there's no more excuses not to do it, just start doing it. And if some of the initial product is a little rough, you know, so be it, right? Because it's more important just to get it out there. Like, I'd rather I'd rather be getting on every day and at least just being present. I figured that would be important, since even though I don't have any like scripted produced content out yet, I figured if I'm streaming, at least I'll have a small audience to jump off from, rather than like just starting from zero and just start putting videos out with no stream, no personality. People don't know you. But if the videos hit hard, that's all that matters, apparently. So I've been watching a lot of small creators and large, like watching like tiny channels and then some mid-sized channels, and seeing some of the things they do along the way to grow, you know, like tying into your other social medias and cross-promoting yourself. 100% accurate and relatable. Yeah, man. Yeah, shit. My mom called this morning while I was streaming, and she knows I stream, but I wasn't gonna tell her like, hey, I'm busy right now. So I just took the call on the stream, but she kind of sidelined my. I had like 4 or 5 people that in the chat this morning, kind of. It would have gone good, but then my mom like kept calling, and I was trying to be polite to answer, but it ended up kind of killing the whole stream because everybody got bored and left after me spending 30 minutes trying to take calls from my mom. So I was like, shit. Keep forgetting to get the damn hook shot. I don't know why. I'm like, I know that I gotta go to the graveyard to get that hook shot. Yeah, and you know what else is like? There's lots of I stay up to date on YouTube. I'm pretty like heavily uh soaked in with the gaming content on YouTube, so I know all of like the stories and all the kind of news and top shit that's going on, the stuff that's on everybody's mind right now. Like a lot of these game studios getting shut down, the state of the industry in general is just bad, and I keep like looking for that. I'm like, all right, I'm like looking for a point to jump in where I have something to say, but let me see. Same thing happens with you and your pop, which is why you only stream late at night. He's 89 and I'm a caretaker. Oh yeah, see, that's like, if you're actually taking care of your elderly family member, like, yeah, I mean, and you don't really have the option of not taking care of them, right? So it's but that's cool that you're even able to do it, and you just work it in when it works for you. I do always see you going like starting your stream like late at night, like right when me and my girl are going to bed, because we go to bed real early just because she gets up at like 4 a.m. So I'd be in bed at like 8:30 at night, and I used to not go to bed that early, but um, everybody's like thinks I disappeared now because I never like respond after like 7:30. But yeah, damn, your dad's 89. That's really like cool of you to take care of him, man. Like that's a heavy responsibility. God, I know what that's like. I've seen family members have to care for other family members, late in life, and your dad's lucky he has you though. That's awesome. I've been knowing I wanted to do YouTube stuff for years. I always like, when a particular video really like grabs me, I'll be like, man, I have something to say. Like I could put in my 2 cents. But then it's like we're talking about like, I never get to I gotta sit down and make myself do the work, or it just won't get done. I always like have ideas for something, but if I don't write it down and like force myself to go work on it, that's what I've had to do like this year, is just like anything that I say I want to do, I have to like go out of my way to try to make myself do it. The objective of this stream, I think we're just playing through a little bit of Ocarina of, hold on. Playing through, seeing how far I can get in Ocarina, pretty much. Exactly. The community is the whole thing that makes like YouTube so much better than traditional media like television. Is the interaction, the fact that, yeah, like number one, the fact that like somebody puts out a video that really touches me, you know, I want to be able to give that guy some feedback or tell him, you know, like just tell him. And yeah, the community engagement, feedback, commentary, it like builds everybody. Every like channel comes with its own little community now, kind of built in, and then all these communities overlap. Might have another hurricane coming. God dang. Oh yeah, I saw the news because that storm that you're talking about. It hit me last night. It came through Oklahoma and Kansas and everywhere, and caused some tornadoes. We had some tornado warnings yesterday. Yep, absolutely, man. I hope there's no bad storms at all. Like we dodged a bullet last night. We lost power and winds were like 60 miles an hour, but everything was cool. A down up, A down up. We've had our cousins stay in our house 3 times in 30 days. Damn. Yep. I know how that goes, man. I had my cousins, my New Orleans family had to come move into my house in Houston after Katrina, and then there was Hurricane Rita, I think in 2009, that it hit the Gulf Coast pretty hard. So apparently your cousins, did your cousins lose their house, or did they have to like evacuate because of where they live? Oh yeah, I'm sure it does. It gets it's stressful, and having extra family members over. One of them things. It's just like it's family, you know. Because of flooding and down power lines, yeah. Yeah, last night, right when the storm blew through my region, it was like the winds were really picking up, and there was like 1 inch hail, and I was just busy strapping down everything in the yard because like when the wind picks up like that, everything outside can become a projectile and fly through your house. But yeah, I went from being in a hurricane zone to now in a tornado zone. But I know all about hurricanes, dude. It's look at the weather radar, Florida. See what we look like here. Oh yeah, damn, dude. Here's It's over. It looks like it's over Louisiana, and it's Arkansas. So this whole storm was blowing through my area last night, and now it's coming for you. Apparently, your house is the spot if your cousins are showing up there. That's a big ass storm, dude. it's it's like the size of several states. Look at this goober up here. Awesome. Do you guys have games that remind you of a certain time of year, like Thanksgiving or the holidays? I know like certain times of year, especially Thanksgiving, I like to usually like to start or like beat Ocarina around Thanksgiving time every year, kind of like a tradition. Way up left. I gave Link a white undershirt so he looked fresh. Alright, let's see how fast we can smash this little dungeon right here. Alright, I'm gonna mosey on through this dungeon real fast. It's 4:20 right now, so I'll see how many minutes it takes me to beat this dungeon. Twilight Princess gives you autumn vibes. Dude, I still have never played through Twilight Princess. That's like it's the one mainline Zelda entry that I've really only spent like 30 minutes with. But at the same time, I'm kind of excited about that. Like sometimes there's like big games that I just won't touch or never play. And it could be something that everybody else in the world has already played and known about, and I just, for whatever reason, like won't ever. I didn't necessarily care for the aesthetic of Twilight Princess back in the day, but now it's kind of grown on me. I kind of can appreciate it more, and I'm excited to play through Twilight Princess like in a, you know, in a couple months whenever it'll be a fresh, like a truly fresh experience for me. I haven't even heard like parts of the storyline or anything. Haven't really gotten spoiled for me, so I know a little bit about like Midna and about Zant just from watching YouTube videos, but I'm excited to have an entire Zelda game that I've never even seen before, like I never played through. It'll be totally new to me. That's my experience with almost all games. It's just kind of the theme of my channel, blind playthroughs of cool games. Exactly. That's exactly what my concept was too. Like, all right, let's have a stream and then let's boot up a game as if we're going in, you know, for the first time, or we are going in for the first time. Like, yeah, because that's the compelling. That's the hook, right? That's what, like, the people would be there to see you experiencing that for the first time, because they probably already have, right? They want to see somebody else, somebody else's like first time with something that made an impression on them. You know, that's kind of I think that's the whole reason that like reaction content is so big, or got so big, because of people like to live vicariously through others. And you know, like your stream, you know, like somebody's gonna get on there and see you run into these things in the game for the first time that they already know about. Ah, shit. Oh no. Damn. Forgot about that key. Most people in your chat are expert speedrunning ass dudes. I'm but a humble late bloomer. But hey man, that's the cool part, is like, I think, you know, your audience mostly is gonna be tuning in for you, and like they don't necessarily, so there are definitely like channels out there where their gameplay, like their skill is the draw, you know. But like those are rare gamers. Those are like the top of the field speed runners and shit. Those people are, yeah, like I feel like I'm pretty like reasonably well skilled at a lot of games, but like to push it to the point that these speedrunners do, it seems like out of reach for me. Like I know I could like push myself really far in a game, but seeing where some of these speedrunners take it, yeah, I'm just like, nah, I can't. I couldn't do that. Like, I guess as you're seeing like the most dedicated individuals rise to the top in a rank board, but yeah, I think like the rest of us who aren't speedrunners, you know, it's like your personality or your insight, or some of these people, it's just kind of the way that they present their information, or even just the way they talk. But yeah, I mean, YouTube is so cool, man. Like, I've gotten my entire family, like my stepdad and mom, I got them all like off of cable TV and on YouTube. I've been telling them for like the last 8 years. I'm like, y'all need to get rid of cable. Like, it's no point. The internet is where it's at nowadays with viewing content. Oh, up here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like as a kid, you know, there was those certain games that I was like extra good at. It would just you would just run into a random game that would like happen to just kind of be made for you, and it was like those games where I always kind of gravitated toward, like Star Fox. I remember getting real, yeah, all my Riz is in Smash Ultimate. So Smash Ultimate is your number one. Would you say Smash Ultimate is like the best entry? I mean, obviously it probably is, I would think, but I know a lot of people like, there's the older versions of Smash that are still really popular, which is interesting. Like when an older game has like a just as big of an audience as like the newer entry. That's kind of a phenomenon we've seen with some like Nintendo stuff. Because really, Nintendo is like the backbone of retro gaming, in my opinion. Like without Nintendo, there's a lot of good retro PlayStation titles, but like 90% of the stuff I'm playing is on Nintendo systems. That's a Smash you put the most hours in, but Brawl is the most love-filled. Melee is the best running competitive. Oh man, that's really interesting. Like, so okay, so you're saying that like Brawl being the most love-filled, is that because the community has the most like nostalgia and love for it? Because Brawl is GameCube, right? The GameCube retro community like goes so hard for their system. Like the GameCube people really love GameCube. What's funny, like in my case, is that I'd probably be more into GameCube stuff if it had come out at a different time in my life, but it's sort of like the timing of these things in your life is gonna cement like what's nostalgic for you is gonna be based on what you were playing at that very special time in your life, when like all your impressions are being formed the hardest during like adolescence. I see the same kind of behavior of like sticking to old stuff that like my mom, she won't listen to new music. She will only listen to like the old stuff that she's known forever on the radio. And it's kind of the same thing with games. Is like we go back to these comfort titles, but there's also like, I guess if it's a competitive game like Smash, the community aspect is really driving everything, because the community is what's going to determine like what the fact that people are still playing these games is because they remain popular. Brawl has a love-hate relationship with the community, but the devs put a lot into that game that we wouldn't see again in another iteration. Brawl was on the Wii. Okay, that's right. Melee was released on the GameCube. Okay, yeah. I get them mixed up because I just from being like a side, like a sidelines observer of Smash. I have Smash Ultimate on Switch, and I had it on. I never owned it on 64, the first one, but I played it a lot. I had like friends that we would rent it and play the shit out of that game. I didn't understand the controls at first, like the first couple times I played Smash, until somebody explained to me how like jumping works in that game. shit. 2 more? You didn't understand the controls until Ultimate, and I've been playing since 64. Yeah, pretty much me too. Like, I had never played it enough to really like master it. You know, I had messed around with it when people would rent it, and but I was never like super good. But yeah, Smash is just so cool because like the roster is so freaking iconic. And like finally getting to see all these characters just go at it toe to toe, like Jigglypuff versus Link, you know, that's what was so cool to me. It was just like the mixing everybody together in one game. Those were kind of a revolutionary idea when it first came out. It's rare that a company that has as many IPs to mess around with. Yeah, you're right. You know what? That was probably the factor that made it happen finally, was like no other company even had that many like iconic IPs at all, except Nintendo was the only one like really with that that cachet of characters. And yeah, like they were probably the first company in that position to have that amount of iconic people to put in one game. So Nintendo would have been the only company that could have like greenlit something like that with all those different IPs. I just think it's cool that the Nintendo's characters are all in like the same universe. It's like, or you know, like the world of Nintendo, how they kind of all exist together. Because a lot of these like games that I'm still in love with to this day are stuff that I was put on to when I was like 13. This game, I was 13 when when it came out. That kind of adolescent range, that's when like most of my taste for video games was formed, during the 64 era. Taking me 19 minutes so far to beat this. Got him. Hopefully it's a small key. Pretty sure it is. Now we can go back to that locked door. Can't remember which side it was on. I think it was up here. Here it was. Let's see. All right. Oh God. Oh, that's right. I got the arrow now. I can go undo this. BRB, gonna set up some stuff for a stream later. Good luck with plundering the ship, homie. All right, man. Thank you, Bad. Thanks for hanging out, man. I'll probably end the stream in a few minutes anyway. So, thanks for kicking it with me today, dude. Been a pleasure. I'll be sure to hop on the next time I'm up and I'm available. I'll hop on your stream and hang out.